And on Monday night, before the first disruptive storm, and that's an understatement, I told you high confidence it was going to happen, a little less confidence on the precise location of that intense band. And that's the case with virtually every single lake effect event, and is the case with this next one. Very high confidence it's coming. A little less confidence on precisely where it's going to focus its greatest impact. We're taking a look at the warning which goes into effect, the lake effect snow warning starting at 11 o'clock for Erie, Genesee, Wyoming counties through 1 a.m. Friday, and starting at 6 in the morning tomorrow through noon on Friday for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. Here are projected additional snowfall totals. You'll note the amounts in Niagara County, which is where the lake effect will first set up, are lower because the band isn't going to take up residence there. It's going to keep moving quickly. It will spend a little bit more time with greater intensity over Amherst and the city, and then settle primarily again in the Buffalo South towns and the eastern suburbs, although it may during the morning slip south of those densely populated suburbs for a while and then come back. And right now, in advance of the lake effect snow, you can see that sheen on the road at the 198 here, showing some potential slick spots before it gets here. On forewarned Doppler radar, we're seeing the light snow crossing the 8 western counties, but off to the west, there has actually been some lightning, which Mike mentioned during the last half hour, and all this is in advance of the setup of the next lake band. And let's take a look at why I think our rapid precision model may be onto something, and I'll show that to you in a few seconds as to it's showing the band moving quickly south. Take a look at Michigan, where the lake effect has set up behind the Arctic cold front. Note the orientation of those lake effect bands, west to east, indicative of a westerly flow. And here we may see the winds go from their current southerly to southwesterly for a while, but there are signs the winds may actually steer the bands quickly to the south. And here's what I mean on the rapid precision model. We've got the current non-lake effect snow, but then by late evening, a narrow band of intense lake effect snow sets up near Niagara Falls, the Tonawandas, along the Lake Erie shoreline. If the thruway were open, you'd have big trouble. That dark blue indicates very intense rates of snowfall. 2 to 3, possibly 4 inches per hour. But it keeps, the band does, it keeps moving quickly, dropping through the south towns and getting into the metro area very quickly as the winds begin to become more west-southwesterly. Dark blue near Buffalo and the south towns and eastern suburbs indicating tremendous snowfall rates, the winds starting to pick up. The band continues to be near Buffalo, but it may focus more for a while in the morning to areas farther south. And if you think we're done with it, when you see that snow setting up to the south, assuming it actually gets this far south, watch what happens midday. And I've seen this 2 model runs in a row. A wave in the flow surges it back to the north toward midday. That very dark blue near Dunkirk, that means 3 to 5 inches per hour. Same thing goes for South Buffalo, the Buffalo South towns out to the east, just south of the thruway in Batavia, near impossible travel conditions. Winds will be strong. And then during the afternoon, that intense band slips a little farther to the south and then slips into ski country in earnest late in the day and tomorrow night. And the lake snow that remains will be in Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties by later tomorrow evening. 23 right now, 19 at Olean. The wind currently not as big a factor as it's been. It's coming back though. Here's your forewarned forecast. Non-lake effect snow showers will produce only minor amounts this evening, but late this evening, lake snow where I showed you will set up near the Lake Erie shoreline to Niagara Falls, Grand Island, quickly shift into the Buffalo north towns, and then into Buffalo by morning, closer to Buffalo as much as 4 to 8 new inches, with more blowing snow toward morning. Tomorrow, the heavy lake snow, at least for a while, again over the pounded areas, with an additional pounding that could put down a fresh 10 to 20 inches on top of what you already have. And then later in the day, it settles further south, actually into ski country below the Buffalo South towns, 22 to 26. But while that band is intense midday, thunder at times, whiteouts. And then tomorrow night, that lake snow will slip into ski country. And Friday, that snow icon is for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties in the morning. Saturday's your day to get out there and do what needs to be done, because on Sunday and Monday, we're looking at a combination of a thaw with rain showers increasing Sunday afternoon into Monday. That will increase the threat of potential flooding and also a threat to load-bearing structures, roofs in the stricken areas, especially flat roofs. If there is a safe way for you to get the snow off those roofs, you really need to have yourself or a trained contractor get up there and do it for you, because that snow is going to soak up the water and an enormous weight's going to develop. We want to look ahead to travel conditions before Thanksgiving just quickly. Southwest flow, colder air, a chance for some limited, not as intense as what we're going to have now, limited lake snow could set up on Wednesday in western New York.